Okay, so what I'm going to do is I've just got some new, well, not new, but new to me, second-hand track that I've just been given, or some tracks I've actually bought. So you can see, if you can see it in there, see that bit of stuff in there. And this is Pico track. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wash it and give it a clean. Ouch, that was my hat. So what I'm doing is just warm soapy water, or warm water with a bit of dish detergent, and I'm just giving it a once over with a paintbrush, just gentle, not firm or anything. Across on the backs, what I do is I wash from side to side, following the sleepers from side to side, you know, and don't be afraid to get in between the and slip, especially on joiners. Slip, make the track slide across from side to side. Make sure you get in there, because that's where a lot of the dirt and bits and pieces get into. So, and that bit there is still there, so I've got an old toothbrush that I use, and for those stubborn bits you just give it a bit more. Now I don't know, that could be something that they've glued the track down with or something in the past, so I don't know, I can't really see at the moment, but it's not coming off with that. So what I will do is I'll probably wait till that dries and then just give it a, see if I can do it with my fingernails or something like that. No, I don't want to do any damage to the track, so what I might do is I might wait. But you can see it's just all clean, or cleaner than what it was, but I don't know what that was, so just give it another one. It's like doing your teeth but on a piece of track. But just make sure you get in the frogs, especially in there, and in under all of that, to make sure that these move properly, because you want your points to work. And you can see that that's working a lot better than what it was, so that's fine. But I'll have a look at that and see if I can't get rid of that. What I do is, oh yeah, and I put it on a towel. Now here's a longer piece. This is just a bit dusty. Points work from side to side, so that's not an issue. And this is a piece of, what's this say on the brand? Custom line. It says, that's all it says, custom line. Oh, Atlas. So it's an old piece of Atlas track. So there we go. So once again, dunk it in the warm water. Give it a bit of a once over with a paintbrush, just gently. Don't be afraid to give it a bit of a once over. But also being mindful that it is a track and you don't want to do any damages. But I find this way works the best. So, and as long as you dry it properly, it's not going to hurt. So that's looking a lot better now. The bubbles are only because of the dishwashing detergent I use, and I'll just put a bit more than I would normally. But that's coming up looking quite good actually. So bit bubbles, but big bubbles, no troubles. It used to be a Hubba Bubba ad here in Australia, so yes, back in the 70s, early 80s. But Hubba Bubba bubble gum. I don't know if we can say that nowadays with all the rules and regulations on what you can and can't say, but yeah. Alright, so I'm going to put this onto the towel and let it dry. What I do is I sit them face down first to dry, usually for several hours, and then I turn them over back the other way on the towel. I'll show you once I've finished all of this, all the track that I've got to do. I will show you that laid out on the towel. Okay, here's a straight piece, and you can see it's got a lot of dirt and all sorts of bits and pieces on it up here. It's fairly dusty. It's fairly dirty. And this is a piece of, doesn't say. It's obviously been cut because I can see the cut marks here where they've cut the track. So it's obviously a piece that somebody's shortened down, and that's been cut there as well. Across the bottom of the sleepers there. This is just a piece of flat track, straight. Hasn't got any bits missing at the back, so it's not flex track. But as you can see, it's a bit dusty and everything. So we'll give that a once over and see what that comes up like. I'm just using a 2.5 inch old paintbrush that I've kept just for my model train stuff over the years. So, and I found this was the best way to do it. And as you can see, most of the stuff's gone except for little bits of that. Here's my toothbrush because I just made that move with my fingernail, so there we go. Yep, it's gone again. So whatever it is, it's not coming off with the toothbrush, but my fingernail's got it off. But once I've done this, what I will do also is I will go over all of the tracks with some isopropyl alcohol, which will help to get them beautiful for use. So that's come up pretty good. I'm not aiming to get it looking like brand new, but I would like to get a lot of it a lot better than what it is. So that's not too bad now. See, so I think it's come up a lot better than what it was. So yeah. So just to give you an idea of how much track I've got to do, there's a whole heap of flex track there. There's some old straight stuffs, a couple of points, some straight bits. Just chuck a few of those in there to let them soak a bit. And there's just the old tub in the laundry. So, and that's what I've got to do this afternoon. So I'll give that a once over, clean everything. Alright, so here is where I've started to lay the track after I've washed it. And as you can see, what I'll show you is I've laid it track down. And then that's the roadbed, or the sleepers as we call it. So all of that will go on there. It'll sit there for a couple of hours till it dries. And what I'll do is I'll come round and I'll turn it all over. And then that'll dry the other. So that's what I normally do, and it works beautifully. And then I'll go over it again another day, probably in a couple of days time, with some isopropyl alcohol, and should all be good. Okay, so as you can see, that's all of today's lot. Yeah, yep, that's what happens when you spend so long in the sink. That's all of today's lot, so I'll let that dry now. And I'll turn it over later on and we should be right. So just to give you an idea, that's that piece that was the first piece done, and it's come up looking pretty good actually. So yeah, see, so if they all come up like that, I'll be very impressed. So yeah, but anyway, that's how I clean second-hand track that I've either bought or been given. That's what I do, and I just use a paintbrush, like you can see over there. Paintbrush, a stiff paintbrush, and a toothbrush. I think just a normal old toothbrush. 2.5 inch paintbrush. And then I have 2 of these, which is a big round one. Doesn't say the size in it. that I just got from Spotlight here in Melbourne many years ago, and a little bit shorter one, firmer one, that says a number, curved bristles, China, and it's number 00. So yeah, but so those 4 usually do me pretty good. So yeah, and then I've got an extra one for just bits. So yeah, that's my way I do it. And then once they're dry, I'll give them a once over with some isopropyl alcohol, and then I'll start laying the track out again and get things happening. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next enthralling episode. Bye now.